Billy Bob Thornton has finally shared the true reason behind his unexpected split from Angelina Jolie, and it's not what many people would expect. In this discussion, we'll explore the real story behind their intense romance, their marriage, and the events that ultimately led to their surprising divorce nearly 2 decades ago. By the end, you'll uncover hidden details that have remained private for years, offering a fresh perspective on a relationship that captivated the world. This story will change everything you thought you knew about them. Angelina Jolie was born in Los Angeles, California, on June 4, 1975, into an artistic family. Her mother, Marjolaine Bertrand, was also an actress, and her father, Jon Voight, was a well-known Oscar-winning actor. Despite her famous parents, Jolie's early years were far from glamorous. Her parents separated when she was only a year old, after a strained marriage. From that point, Jolie's mother gave up her acting career to raise Angelina and her older brother, James Haven, but it was not without hardship. This sacrifice left a lasting impact on Jolie's youth and intensified her already tense relationship with her father. For years, she harbored resentment toward Jon Voight, blaming him for his emotional distance and absence, which she believed contributed to the family's dissolution. Her feelings were so strong that she even dropped the Voight surname, maintaining her distance from him for a long time. Growing up with her mother, first in New York and later in Los Angeles, Jolie was initially uninterested in following her parents into the acting world. She harbored a unique dream, to become a funeral director. She even took a course toward that goal as a teenager. However, life had other plans for her. Jolie's teenage years were marked by feelings of isolation and not fitting in at school. Her distinct, slender frame and unusual style drew teasing, which deepened her sense of loneliness and led her to struggle with self-harm. Despite these difficulties, these experiences ultimately contributed to the resilience that would define her in the public eye. It wasn't until the mid-1990s that Jolie's natural acting talent began to emerge. Jolie's breakthrough came with her role as supermodel Gia Karanji in the TV movie, Gia, a performance that won her a Golden Globe Award in 1998. The following year, her portrayal of Lisa Rowe, rebellious and unstable patient in Girl, Interrupted, was the true turning point. Her exceptional performance earned her an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress, cementing her reputation as one of Hollywood's most talented actors. This success catapulted Jolie's career, and soon, public fascination with her grew. Known as Hollywood's wild child, her daring personality was on full display. One of her most talked-about moments came at the 2000 Academy Awards, where she ignited rumors by passionately kissing her brother James. Despite the media frenzy, Jolie was steadfast in forging her own path both in Hollywood and beyond. While Jolie's career flourished, her personal life took a transformative turn. In 2002, she adopted her first child, Maddox, from Cambodia. This marked the beginning of her journey as a mother. In the following years, she adopted Zohara from Ethiopia and Pax from Vietnam, integrating adopted and biological children into a diverse, loving household. Her humanitarian efforts also became a focal point of her life. Jolie's work with refugees took her to war-torn areas like Syria, South Sudan, and Iraq, drawing global attention to the plight of displaced communities. Her dedication to helping others earned her the role of ambassador for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, through which she worked tirelessly to provide relief to some of the world's most vulnerable populations. Today, Jolie is celebrated not only as an acclaimed actress but also as a mother, humanitarian, and advocate for the voiceless. Her journey, from difficult beginnings to remarkable achievements, is a testament to her resilience, passion, and purpose, both on and off the screen. Before meeting Billy Bob Thornton, Jolie had already navigated personal struggles and achieved professional success. Their relationship became one of Hollywood's most talked-about romances, but Thornton's background was a world apart from the Hollywood glitz. Born on August 4, 1955, in Hot Springs, Arkansas, Billy Bob Thornton grew up in a humble, small-town environment. His father, William Raymond Thornton, was a high school history teacher and basketball coach, while his mother, Virginia Roberta, was a clairvoyant. This blend of practicality and mysticism deeply influenced Thornton's personality. He grew up with a strong work ethic, taking on odd jobs early on to help support his family. Thornton's early love of music, especially blues, country, and rock and roll inspired him to play the guitar and drums. Driven by a desire to make a career in music, he left Arkansas for Los Angeles in the late 1970s, equipped with only a suitcase and a guitar. Like many aspiring musicians, Thornton initially faced financial struggles, working in various low-paying jobs, including fast food service and road construction, while performing in local bands. Despite numerous setbacks, his determination and natural talent eventually opened the door to a career in entertainment. Billy Bob Thornton once lived in the Dives and often spent nights sleeping in his car, trying to make his way in Hollywood, a place not exactly welcoming to newcomers. Feeling like an outsider, he clung to his passion for music but quickly realized that creating it was as challenging, if not more so, than performing. Shifting his focus to acting and screenwriting, Billy Bob hoped his creativity would lead to new opportunities. This journey led to his big break in 1992 when he co-wrote and acted in a crime drama that was both financially and critically successful, earning him well-deserved recognition in Hollywood. But it wasn't until the release of Sling Blade in 1996 that Billy Bob truly became a household name. Not only did he star in the film, but he also directed and wrote the screenplay, earning an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor for his portrayal of Carl Childers, a character with a mental handicap. His screenplay won the Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay, marking a turning point in his career and setting him apart as a writer and performer renowned for his raw, genuine storytelling. Billy Bob valued authenticity, believing it was more important to be true to oneself than to present a polished image. He regularly challenged Hollywood's celebrity-driven culture, surprising both supporters and critics by refusing to play the traditional fame game. His candid approach in interviews highlighted his distaste for superficiality, reinforcing his image as an independent thinker unafraid to speak his mind. This unfiltered personality often influenced his relationships as well. Known for his intense energy and at times explosive temper, Billy Bob sometimes distanced himself emotionally during challenging personal moments. His romantic life was anything but smooth, characterized by a tug-of-war between a desire for meaningful connection and a need for independence. One of his most unforgettable relationships was with Angelina Jolie. Billy Bob's journey through marriage had been like a roller coaster, filled with highs, lows, and unexpected turns, but none of his past relationships had caused such a sensation as his romance with Angelina. Despite their differences, the two found a deep connection after meeting on the set of Pushing Tin in 1999. Angelina, still in her 20s, was navigating Hollywood's complex landscape, often taking on edgy roles that mirrored her rebellious side, while Billy Bob, 20 years her senior, was already established as a unique figure in Hollywood with his gruff charm and nuanced performances. Their chemistry was immediate and undeniable, and they embraced their differences, which may have only brought them closer together. Rather than follow a conventional path, they surprised everyone by flying to Las Vegas in 2000 to get married, eschewing a big wedding for an intimate ceremony that felt authentic to them. Their relationship was intense and passionate, frequently making headlines for their unconventional displays of affection, such as wearing vials of each other's blood around their necks. While this gesture symbolized their close bond, many found it eccentric. Despite their closeness, the pressures of fame and relentless media attention took a toll on them. Just 2 years after they married, their divorce shocked fans around the world, and the media frenzy surrounding their split was intense. How could a relationship that seemed so profound fall apart so quickly? Exploring the causes of their breakup sheds light on how Billy Bob's previous marriages might have influenced this one. Before Angelina, he had already been married 5 times, each relationship marked by its own struggles and lessons. His first marriage, to Melissa Lee Gatlin in 1978, had produced a daughter, Amanda, but ultimately ended due in part to the demands of his budding acting career and financial pressures. His second marriage, to actress Toni Lawrence, was equally brief and tumultuous, lasting only 2 years before they separated in 1988. This pattern continued with his third wife, Cinda Williams, whom he met while filming One False Move. Although initially thrilling, the marriage ended in 1992 under the strain of personal and professional challenges. By his 30s, after 3 failed marriages, Billy Bob doubted his capacity for lasting happiness. Still, he gave love another chance with actress and model Pietra Dawn Cherniak, with whom he had 2 sons, William and Harry. For a while, it seemed as if his life was falling into place, but the relationship ended in 1997 after only 4 years, leaving him emotionally drained and uncertain about his ability to sustain a long-term commitment. Each divorce eroded his confidence, making him question whether he was truly capable of finding lasting love. Then came his relationship with Angelina, which was unlike any he had experienced before. Billy Bob had grown and changed emotionally over the years, yet the whirlwind of his marriage to Angelina and its eventual end left an indelible mark on his life and career. Billy Bob Thornton was cautious about entering relationships, shaped by a turbulent past that left him wary of love's fragility. He carried the weight of his previous experiences into his relationship with Angelina Jolie, mindful of the potential challenges. Despite his deep affection, Billy Bob often wrestled with anxiety, even during his marriage to Angelina, frequently questioning whether he could live up to the standards expected of him. Being with someone as renowned and influential as Angelina posed additional pressures. While Angelina thrived in the public eye and used her celebrity to drive social change, Billy Bob longed for a more understated life away from the spotlight. Eventually, the strain of living in her world became overwhelming. Angelina, too, had experienced complex relationships before meeting Billy Bob. A romantically inclined person, she first encountered love at a young age. In 1996, she married British actor Johnny Lee Miller, a relationship that began on the set of the movie Hackers in 1995 and quickly developed into something profound. For their unconventional wedding, Angelina famously wore black leather pants and a white blouse marked with Johnny's name written in her blood. However, their passionate romance was short-lived, and they separated amicably in 1999. Following her marriage to Johnny, Angelina began a relationship with Billy Bob. Their love story, marked by both intensity and eccentricity, quickly became a Hollywood sensation. Their connection was strong and unusual, shown by gestures like sharing each other's blood and engaging in unusual public displays of devotion. Reflecting on the highs and lows of their relationship, it's clear that passion was a major driving force, though their love was not without challenges. Both were searching for something genuine, even as the demands of their worlds created obstacles. Their story remains a memorable blend of love, heartbreak, and the complexities of human relationships. Ultimately, Billy Bob's personal struggles became a significant factor in the end of their marriage. Although he and Angelina loved each other deeply, Billy Bob doubted his ability to fit into her world, filled with charitable work and high-profile public life. As Angelina's life moved further into the public sphere, Billy Bob found it increasingly difficult to keep up. His depression and anxiety compounded the challenges, leading him to question his capacity to maintain a stable marriage. Recognizing the growing distance between them, he made the difficult decision to end the marriage, feeling inadequate in the face of their diverging paths. Even so, he harbored no ill feelings toward Angelina, describing her as a remarkable person who had enriched his life in many ways. Billy Bob's openness about his mental health issues highlighted the pressures he felt within their public life together, which ultimately led him to doubt his ability to sustain the marriage. Although he ended their relationship, he continued to speak affectionately of Angelina, calling her an extraordinary person. They maintained a cordial friendship over the years, occasionally staying in touch despite the separation. While they ultimately chose different paths, with Angelina embracing a more public role as an advocate for humanitarian causes and Billy Bob choosing a quieter life, he expressed no regrets about their relationship or its end. Angelina, meanwhile, continued to rise as a major Hollywood figure and expanded her humanitarian efforts, solidifying her reputation beyond the entertainment industry. In contrast, Billy Bob pursued his own passions in acting and music, making a conscious effort to keep a lower profile. Despite their separation, neither harbored resentment. Billy Bob frequently expressed respect for Angelina and spoke highly of her character, emphasizing that no animosity lingered between them. Even with their lives taking different directions, both continued to value each other and move forward without bitterness. Over 2 decades later, Billy Bob still reflects warmly on his time with Angelina, speaking with admiration for her accomplishments. Despite the passing years, the story of their love and its unique challenges remains compelling, capturing the interest of fans who remember the journey they shared. Now, after 20 years, Billy Bob Thornton has finally opened up about his split from Angelina Jolie, shedding light on one of Hollywood's most memorable relationships.